Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? This is Kyle and Mike from the Fantasy Phenom. Mike is alive and well. I'm not sure how much of last night he remembers, but he is alive, so we're able to do a show and get things going.
That's right. What up? I'm still here. Yeah.
You had a good night last
I
night?
won't get into too many specifics. I did cook dinner. And after that, I don't know, Chris. What happened after that? Anyway, we're here. I had a great night. My DraftKings lines didn't have a great night, but that I guess kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yo, let me tell you about the night the Phenom had, because obviously you were not very coherent. All right, so
Yeah. Let's hear.
Jay Madrid and I, both were in the jumbo tourney, whatever you want to call it, NBA Jumbo Slam. We'd
That
won
was the
tickets.
100K to first.
Yeah. So let me tell you about some winnings from that. Just that slate in itself. Okay. So DeAndre Rawlings, he's a member of quite a few groups, but he is a part of the Phenom. He's been a part of us. He took first place in that tournament, $100,000. His total winnings last night, $113,000.
What?
Yeah. Crazy, right? So he took down.
And he's a phenom. That's legit, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, I imagine he's watching, or if he's not, I imagine he's doing something incredible, probably at like a Ferrari dealership.
Yeah, right?
But if you do decide to come back and watch Kyle and I want to say congratulations and great little show out for the amateur DFS community.
All right, so then Jay Madrid finished top 10 in that same tourney, and Jay came out $6,000 last night.
No, he didn't. What, Jay? My boy Jay. That's legit, man. 6K.
And then to top it off,
Hell yeah.
my biggest win, I finished 32nd in that tournament myself.
And there was like at least 10,000 people or something. But
There was 12,000 people in that tournament.
and my boy Kyle got 36. That's legit.
Crazy.
Congrats,
dude.
man.
Amazing showing from just that tournament alone. And then we had quite a few other people. One guy he hasn't played FanDuel in a while. He came back, won a nice $50 on that. I mean, it was just. Whew.
You want to spend like a real quick like what your thoughts went into building that lineup?
Yeah, dude. So I looked last night, right? And let me pull up the lineup exactly. I know Jay had a very similar lineup. So we talked about D'Angelo Russell on the show last night, right? I loved him.
Yeah, we did make a lot of good calls, I think.
Love D'Angelo Russell. So this line I had Russell Westbrook, D'Angelo Russell, DeMar DeRozan, Gary Harris lock, T.J. Warren without P.J. Tucker, knew he would be nice. Gordon Hayward had 37. Trevor Booker had 29. Nobody owned Trevor Booker. Larry Nance 0.7% owned, 30 points. And Steven Adams, I told you, 2 out of his last 3 games against the Lakers had over 40 points. He got 43 last night.
What was his ownership?
Steven Adams was 6% owned.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Man, that was a guy that both of us were super high on, and I guess I don't know if I hope that everybody else was too that was following the show. And if you guys got him at 6% owned, I'm sure you got closer to the circle, closer to cashing. You know.
So, and DeMar DeRozan had 53 points without Kyle Lowry. That was a lock once Lowry was out.
Yeah, once that happened, I had Kyle Lowry, and I was in the process of doing other things and saw he was out, and I just immediately pivoted to Bledsoe, which didn't kill me, but my lineups were shitty anyways. I had the whole Malcolm Delaney thing, which didn't work out.
Russell Westbrook and D'Angelo Russell got you 101 points between the two of them.
I'm sure Steven Adams
and then
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Steven Adams and Russell Westbrook got you
and
127 points.
Russell.
So yeah, man, it was a great showing. My best finish ever in a tournament. Oh no, just kidding. I finished higher. I finished 7th once in a GPP. That was a long time ago, man. I needed this win.
Oh yeah.
What else, man? What else? I'm trying to think if there's any other huge winners last night. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anyone. Let me look on the Facebook just so I can check. I don't want to forget you guys.
Well, I was saying I was looking through the leaders and the fantasy leaders from last night's slate, and a lot of the guys. I mean, some of the locks, they did their thing. I mean, they're studs. They did their thing. You know, we thought we weren't high as the rest of the studs, but that's just inevitable on certain given nights. I mean, but like some of these other guys, you know, like I keep talking about Mirotic. I think he's a better player. I think going forward, he's going to continue to be a better player. He had a good night. From that same game, I mentioned Denzel Valentine getting extra run. Didn't think he was going to have close to 40 DraftKings points, but
yeah, overtime helped that. By the way, someone just asked how the optimals did. Josh Tannery ran all of the DraftKings optimals last night. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. He ran 9 of them in a tournament, and all but 3 cashed. So
good God,
that's nice.
Yeah, we should do that more going forward. I think that would help ensure some, legitimacy. I mean, obviously we know they're legit, but
yeah, running
really
them and
provide some proof,
Yeah, so it was a really good night, man. You want to announce the winners of the contest?
Absolutely, yeah. Keep dishing out some congrats. On DraftKings, it was Bear BZ 1980, 303.25, just 20.25 more than Trucker Tim in second. So I'm sure that was a little bit of a sweat down the stretch for both y'all. In the melee, his top 2 scores on the night were John Wall and Russell Westbrook. But other than the studs, he took a shot on Favors at the only guy in the entire melee had him that got 33 points. And then, just all of his mid-range guys did work. Took a shot on Corey Joseph. He had a nice game, almost 27 DraftKings points.
He had 2 points at halftime.
Lowry out. Oh, really?
Yeah, he was terrible at
halftime.
halftime.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, man. He can ball out in stretches. But yeah, John Wall at 3.8% owned in the melee.
I missed that call. Good. I missed that call.
Yeah, we both did.
It's okay, though.
Again, he's a stud. He can do it in any slate.
So yeah, let's see what else. We got 7 or 8 games today. Let me see. I know we have one.
It's 7 in the main.
7 in the main, 8 total. We have one that's the early only. That's Charlotte and Sacramento, and that is combined with Atlanta and Orlando.
Right. So I think FanDuel's finally catching on with what DraftKings has been doing, and not including that one early game in the main slate, or not even having a slate with all the games. I don't think they do they?
Nope.
Do they have an all day? Yeah. So they're not doing that anymore. DraftKings is the same way: one early slate and then a main.
So, do you know what the top 3 games are for the day?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. The Warriors, the spread opened. Here, I'll get a more accurate spread as
22.
Yeah, ridiculous, man. 22-point spread is what it was. No, it opened as a 19-point spread, and now it's 22. So they could get blown out and still cover the spread. Kind of crazy to me. Now, if you look at the last game, Brooklyn lost that game by 16 points at home. But you're just looking at over-unders for which games to target. There really is no outliers. The 2 late games are the 2 highest over-unders by far. It's 227.5 in Houston and 236.5 in Oakland. The rest of them, I think you can kind of pick and choose players. There's no real other over-unders that I'm targeting. Again, if you value my fantasy point projection in comparison to over-unders, it likes Philadelphia and New York to score significantly more fantasy points than the over-under would suggest.
What do you have for the Houston-Minnesota game? Where does that rank? Where does that rank fantasy points?
Second behind. Okay. It's second behind. Yeah,
that's a game I'm really.
Same with New Orleans and Dallas. That game is projecting to score more fantasy points than the over-under would suggest. So
that's interesting. I love the Minnesota.
It also is a 1-point spread, so we could look at some studs there.
I love the Minnesota-Houston game for sure. I'm high on that one. I think a lot of people will and should be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's get the early game out of the way since that's on its own slate. No point in including that with the late slate.
Yeah.
By the way, there is no way to cap out your salary on the early slate. You can't do it. There's just not enough high-priced players. So you're going to have salary left on the table. Don't be afraid if you leave $5,000, $6,000 on the table if you play the early slate. Just a heads
Yeah,
up.
we always talk about slates dictating strategy. This is an obvious, one that Kyle said, don't be afraid to leave some money out there.
Let me include the other game too. There you go. So the highest price guy on this slate is Kemba Walker,
Kemba.
8,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just go through price. I'm not going to break it down by position. Kemba against Sack. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. I don't care that he's on the road.
Yeah.
Again, I don't buy into that narrative. You can look at Kemba for sure. That's a play for me.
2-game slate, yeah, like you said, highest price guy. I think he'll be somewhat chalky. I wouldn't want to fade him on this 2-game slate.
I can't imagine he'll be less than 80% owned. Paul Millsap against Orlando. He's gonna go up against Aaron Gordon. So that's a good matchup.
Like I said, I think they're gonna be trying to cap his minutes. Especially, I know it was somewhat of a blowout last night, but Ilyasova in the picture, he played 28 minutes. I think his price is going to start. His production level is going to start dropping. Having him, giving up even if it's 3 to 5 minutes a game.
Vucevic, I like. Actually, no, I lied. I do not like Vucevic today. Both of his last 2 games, he's at under 30 points against Atlanta. I can safely avoid that.
It's going to be tough to figure out who's getting the usage on this Orlando team in the near going. Obviously, we saw Terrence Ross. He took 17 shots in his first start with the Magic. You got Elfrid Payton to worry about. You have Fournier to worry about. Vucevic, I think on any given day, one of those guys could lead the team in usage, and they're all probably going to be mid-priced here for a while.
Nick Batum and Dwight Howard, I both like a lot. Both of them are in my early build. Even though Dwight's on a back-to-back, he didn't play a lot last night. He struggled. But Dwight back in Orlando against Vucevic, averaging, especially on this 2-game slate, I don't see a better option or a better play at center.
Yeah, I don't think I'm looking at him at all in the main, but I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about Dwight Howard at 6,800. I guess we'll talk about him in the main more in comparison, but on this short slate, what are you going to go? Vucevic? You got Kaminsky and then probably Cauley Stein at the 4 center.
Batum against Sack, I don't think you don't look too hard into that one. That's a good play. Dennis Schroeder back today against Orlando. That's a lock for me. Dennis Schroeder is on my main FanDuel lineup.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Schroeder. There's really nobody else. Obviously, we saw that they tried to run some Bembry and some Delaney, and it didn't really work out for him, did it?
Nope. Tyreek, 6,100 now. He jumped a ton, and he's facing Charlotte. I like the play, Mike. I do. And here's the thing. On this early slate, and we're talking early only for this, price does not matter. Like I said, you cannot max out on price, so don't even look at price. Yeah,
don't look at the price. You just look at it compared to the other guys. So
Tyreek
Evans, to me, yeah. Who else? Terrence Ross, I think you can look at him too.
Yeah.
I don't see that being an outlier, him taking 17 shots. He only made 4 of them and still had 27 DraftKings points. So if he shoots a normal percentage, he's looking at a 30-point game at 4,500.
Yep.
Yeah.
Darren Collison, I think you can play him as well. There's just this whole game is matchups. Orlando's terrible on defense. Sack is terrible on defense. Charlotte's terrible on defense. Atlanta's not great other than down low. There's not much defense to be played in this early slate. Kaminsky, I can play him against Sacramento, although I'm more hesitant with Cauley Stein getting more minutes. Cauley Stein's a defender.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they start him after that last game. I think he's going to earn a starting job if he keeps playing the way he does.
He has to. At some point. Tim Hardaway Jr.
Either way, he's playing more minutes than Koufos.
Yep. Tim Hardaway Jr. has struggled the last 2 games. I think his run is over with Sefolosha back and Schroeder here. I don't look at him today. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, I do look at. He's going to be going up probably against Garrett Temple. Aaron Aflalo, I believe, is out, so Garrett Temple might start at small forward. I don't think Tyreek is starting. So, regardless.
Temple's coming back? Oh, Temple's not coming back today, is
Oh,
he?
no, you're right. You're right. Temple's not back. Duh. What am I thinking?
Flalo and Temple are both listed as out, as far as I know.
So who does that put at small forward? It has to be Reek, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Tyreek is the guy.
And there's no defense there. So, yeah, I mean, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is a good play.
Yeah, he's shown some upside, that's for sure.
Evan Fournier, I love a lot. I like him even in the main FanDuel lineup. Tim Hardaway starting with Schroeder. Hardaway
You like
defense.
Fournier over Vucevic?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go there with that yet. I haven't thought. My initial reaction says I like Vucevic more.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think they're both worth a look. What about Terrence Ross versus Buddy Hield?
Who am I picking out of the two?
Out of the two, yep.
Buddy Hield.
Yeah. See, I'm going to pick Terrence Ross, I think.
I like both. I'm actually playing both.
They both pretty much had equal production in the last game. They're both good values, I think. They're both almost the same price. So they're both shooting guards on FanDuel too, right?
Someone just said McLemore starts at the 3.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
So,
right.
I mean, McLemore is a better defender than Reek, but he's not going to pose any problem for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. If Kidd-Gilchrist is involved in the offense, he'll get his points. But there's been games where he'll just sit in the corner all game, and he's not.
Yeah, we'll see how long this McLemore starting thing lasts. I don't see it happening for more than the next week.
Thank you, Theo. I appreciate your kind words.
That was Theo.
He said.
Appreciate it. I can't see the screen; it's too blurry.
Oh, he said that I look adorable today.
Oh, nice. He's your lover, so.
Dude, he loved you first. He's yours. Aaron Gordon against Atlanta. I think I'm going to fade that one.
Again, Orlando is tough to figure out as far as usage, man. I could see him being the guy that leads the team. And, yeah, I don't know. His price has stayed pretty low, 5,400. I mean, he's got big upside, too. I put him in the same category as Kidd-Gilchrist, and I don't know. I think I'd rather play Gordon.
Okay. Can see that.
They're all tournament plays, though, too. Like, when you consider this game on the main slate, none of these guys can be trusted.
No, yeah. I mean, the whole slate is tournament. Like I said, you're not going to cap out salary, so there's no strategy in terms of pricing,
yeah,
right?
No, you're right.
You're just picking best matchups.
But I'm saying if you're considering a cash game in a main slate, you can look at these Orlando guys.
By the way, they moved Aaron Gordon to power forward only on FanDuel.
Yeah, one game, everyone's like, yes, finally, they've trusted what everyone's been saying, and they played him at power forward.
I prefer him at small forward, though. I don't know.
I think as a fantasy player, I don't, man. Rebounds, blocks. I mean, this guy's athletic, man. He's gonna pile up some.
No, I agree. I like him at power forward
stats.
in real life, but I want him listed as a small forward. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Just as like where he's listed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So Willie Cauley-Stein, Kent Bazemore. You can look at Bazemore for sure against Orlando. Ty Lawson, sneaky. I don't think I play him. Buddy Hield.
Cauley-Stein at 5,600. Is that price too much?
No.
I mean, we saw what he did. Obviously, almost 30 points last game, but real life points.
Price is not important today. Not on this slate.
Oh yeah, not on this slate. But I guess in general, moving forward, like.
Is that too much? Maybe going forward, but on today's slate, no. I could care less what the price is.
You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. I play him over Kaminsky. So yeah, I could.
Tolliver, no. McLemore, no. Terrence Ross, yes, I like Terrence Ross. And then after that, I think, don't jump on the Scal train yet. I don't trust you.
Yeah, Scal's going to continue to get minutes. They don't have any front court people.
Yeah, but I'm not jumping on him in terms of a valuable fantasy play.
All right, now you got to turn it back on. Two. There we go. Okay, cool. We're good. Light was having light issues. No, but yeah, in terms of fantasy play now. But yeah, he's going to be the guy. He's going to be getting like 15 minutes a game, I think, because their lack of size and depth in that position. Are you moved to this main slate, man? I think.
Yeah, there's nothing left here. There's nothing left there.
We've beaten this one.
All right, let's get rid of that game.
Actually, tournament punt in the early, Jeremy Lamb.
Oh, you know I love Jeremy Lamb.
Points per minute guy if he gets the minutes, and this team, Sacramento, I don't know that they win this game. I don't know.
All
Seems
right,
like a good matchup.
start at the top. Steph Curry against Brooklyn. I mean, you want to talk about matchup? Probably the best matchup on the slate. But that spread worries me a lot, Mike. It really does.
Yeah, but I mean, Steph's been hot.
Yeah, but
He's been pretty hot shooting the ball. I mean, half their games are blowouts anyway. No, I agree. That is a lot of money for him, and you compare him to the other studs, right? Always. And I think you can make a case for all four of the guys 10K and above on DraftKings today.
So, Kyrie today, right? LeBron is listed as questionable right now. He missed shoot around. There was a report that came out that said if LeBron sits, Kyrie will also sit.
That makes sense to me.
It does, but that sucks because I was all on Kyrie when I heard LeBron was questionable, and now.
Yeah, if it was any other team than the Knicks, I'd be like, oh yeah, now it's easy. They could focus their game plans on Kyrie. But Knicks and focusing game plans doesn't seem like it'd be much of a turnoff.
Bulls.
Oh, they're playing the Bulls. Yes, I don't know why I'm thinking Knicks. Either way, Bulls, Hoiberg,
Yeah.
same story, different coach.
Goran Dragic, I can kind of see him. 7,800 is a little too much for me. 68 on DraftKings is a little fair.
Oh man.
I'd rather go Tyler Johnson, though, if I'm being honest. They play almost the same amount of minutes. Tyler Johnson averages about 3 minutes less than Dragic, and I think he's a better shooter.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hesitant to play Dragic. But I mean, 6,800 on DraftKings is pretty easy. He's got a great matchup. I think if you compare him to, I don't know, Schroeder, I guess, is probably the person I would compare him to. I think I'd rather play Schroeder.
I agree with you.
Actually,
I would rather play Schroeder. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could go there too. But they're both in play.
Yeah. Drew Holiday, I'm going to fade. Not even looking there.
Yeah, no. Sorry, Drew.
Ricky Rubio, I like a lot, though.
Yeah, before we get in there, I want to talk about New Orleans. So Etuan Moore is out today. They're already thin at the guard position, you know.
They signed Jarrett Jack.
So they signed Jarrett Jack to a 10-day, and I don't think he's on this slate.
He's not. I didn't see him.
But that might be the reason why. Maybe they gave him some run, or I don't know. It's just crazy, though. I mean, there's got to be some sort of
Frazier. Frazier is who
rationale behind the fact that there's nobody else there.
I just think Frazier's a good punt play, in my opinion. He's got to get minutes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, the same rationale for Frazier goes on Drew Holiday too.
I just don't like against Dallas. Not at Dallas either. I don't know.
No, me neither. I don't like it at all.
I'm targeting the front court. I'm looking at Davis and Boogie if I'm looking at that game.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Ricky Rubio, I love, though, this Houston game. So I love a Rubio Wiggins Town stack. It's expensive, but I love it, man. I made it happen in a lineup.
I've done it before too, when they're in a good matchup, just because their minutes are safe, and it all kind of relies on what Towns' matchup is. Like, is he going to give you the possibility for upside, or his floor is very good. I mean,
Rubio?
No, Towns.
Oh yeah.
Towns has a very good, really safe floor. But his upside seems to be somewhat limited. So if I'm going to do that, it's going to be in a tournament, and I want to make sure that Towns is in a spot where his upside, all three of them, obviously, but Towns is in a spot where he can put up 60 and not really have a negative effect on the other two guys, you know?
Well, Wiggins and Towns have a positive correlation. So when one
Right,
does
because they
well,
have different games.
yep. And here's the thing: I love going against Houston centers. So Towns is someone we're targeting.
Mm-hmm.
Our Jeff Teague against Miami. Are you looking there?
Yeah, no, I think I am. Again, I don't really know that I like. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to go with Jeff Teague today.
I think I'd rather pay up to Rubio for 1,000 more, or 100 more.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I'd rather play Dragic
Yeah, I can do that too.
than Teague.
Derrick Rose. So I'm going to skip Derrick Rose, but T.J. McConnell is someone I really like today. He has in his last couple
I always like
games.
CJ McConnell.
Yeah, I do too. And so let me pull up the numbers here because I know he's been doing well without Embiid, and over his last
It's
couple.
been very consistent. I mean, again, he's not a tournament play in my opinion, just because he just consistently gets you. I mean, he consistently is going to get you 5 times value and close to 6. But like when is he ever going to get you 40 points? I don't see his game. He would have to take close to 15 shots to get you 40 points.
Here's
right?
his last 5 games: 29.8, 34.6, 29.3, 33.8, and 32. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's priced 100% fair, and he's gonna do well.
I'm a big fan of his, man. Undrafted, kind of earned his way with not a hometown team, but he's from Pennsylvania. Just got to prove himself in the big leagues, you know,
By the way,
to get there.
Someone asked, can you play Davis and Boogie together today? I think you can. It's expensive, 20,000, but I think you can because I think the entire offense is going to run through them the rest of the year, but especially against Dallas. Dallas guards the perimeter really well.
Right. I lean Davis over Boogie.
See, I'm
I
going
think
Boogie over
this is going
Davis.
to be Davis's price is too low on DraftKings. If you're rostering him for ceiling, he's going to easily exceed salary-based expectations over than what I would say Boogie would. I mean, you're obviously projecting them to have similar games, right?
Yep.
You're not projecting one or the other to like significantly outperform. So I'll just take the one that's cheaper, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I like Boogie, dude. I do.
I like Boogie too, but I'm saying I think that one has 60, one has 50, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a safe bet.
I mean, that's at 5.5.
So yeah, play them both.
If you get 60 and 50, it's 110 points on FanDuel. They're about 20,000. So you're looking at
Yeah, if
five
someone
and
were
a
to
half times
guarantee me
value.
that, I would play them both.
Yeah, exactly. Kyle would go Boogie over anyone. Theo says Kyle would pick Boogie over his own family.
I forgot to mention that disclaimer for our viewers.
I wasn't on Boogie last slate though.
Yeah, the one time you weren't, right?
And he goes off.
Well, that's why I'm here, guys.
Tyler
To provide
Johnson.
unbiased DeMarcus Boogie analysis.
Shut up, unbiased. You like Nerlens Noel.
I do. Yeah, I like him today too.
Yeah, Frank Kaminsky over Nerlens Noel. But for those of you that are new to the show, that is an ongoing debate.
Never ever.
Never ends. Tyler Johnson against Indiana. I like that a lot, dude. Tyler Johnson closes every single game for Miami. And I love it, dude.
Oh, man.
5,700, Mike. I can do it. I really can.
I guess I could too. I'd rather play T.J. McConnell over Tyler Johnson today, and they're about the same. I don't really know who else is really in that price range, I guess.
Let me tell you this.
Lou Williams, probably. I think I go Lou Williams. He's point guard eligible on DraftKings now, only 4,900.
What? He's only 4,900? Ah.
Tyler Johnson's 51. So I guess Tyler Johnson would be more of a cash play in my mind over Lou Williams. But in the tournament, I think I would go Lou over Tyler Johnson all day.
I would too. But Tyler Johnson over his last couple games, 38, 28, 25, 29, 30. I mean, he's Right at 5 times value.
But he's another guy, like, getting to 40 points is somewhat tough for him, just based on his role in this offense and his minutes, projection,
Yep. Yogi, you got to look at Yogi against New Orleans, man.
Yeah, you do. I think Dallas is going to be a sneaky way to go today.
Yeah. New Orleans doesn't play defense. You can look at Yogi and a Noel stack. I think. How involved do you think Noel is today?
Especially Yogi's coming off 2 bad games,
Yep.
So that's going to really limit and his price has even jumped from 53 to 59. Man, I don't know. I think it's going to be somewhat sneaky today.
A lot easier on FanDuel than DraftKings, and I think it's almost.
What is he at FanDuel?
55.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a similar argument though. Either way, I don't love it. I don't think it's something that I feel safe about, but it's something that I think is going to garner low ownership in a good spot. And again, this is a 1-point spread as of right now, so big minutes for the starters, I think.
Here's someone I think is going to be sneaky tonight as well, Rajon Rondo. I know Cameron Payne is playing, but Rondo has the matchup, bro.
I mean, all 4 of their point guards have the matchup, though. That's the problem.
But I think Rondo is the most
whatever
talented.
One starts playing well is going to get the.
Oh, sorry, we lost Mike. Let me get him back real quick. Give me a second. We'll get Mike back. Just kidding. I think Mike's internet went out. All right. Well, I will continue. Looks like Mike's internet went out. I know he's not home right now, so. All right. Tim Frazier, I mentioned you got to look at him. I don't know how good of a play he is. Jarrett Jack is on FanDuel. He's not on DraftKings, but he's on FanDuel. So, someone you can look at. I don't know how excited I am about playing him. I don't know how much I would play him. No Jimmy today. Since when is Jimmy Butler out? Hold on. I have not seen anything about Jimmy Butler being out. I haven't seen anything about Jimmy Butler being out. Yeah, no, I'm not buying that. James Harden. Is my audio coming through? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. James Harden, I think you have to look at him against Minnesota. But to play devil's advocate, you can go Eric Gordon and Lou Williams for about the same price. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade struggles on back-to-back, so he's someone I caution playing against. I think I'm going to fade him pretty easily. Deion Waiters I like a lot against Indiana, though. Definitely looking there. Klay Thompson. See, I would rather play Klay Thompson than Steph Curry tonight. Klay Thompson at home is money. Against Brooklyn, terrible. I just think everything points Klay tonight in terms of matchup. Steph has a great matchup too, but I think I'm going to go Klay. By the way, if Pat Bev is out, Eric Gordon will start. So look out for that. I think I'm off Eric Gordon if he starts. Mike just said he's restarting his internet. He'll be back. Lou Williams, Wes Matthews. I'm going to fade Wes Matthews. He just struggled recently. Seth Curry, same thing. Sorry, Mike's going to jump back in when he's back. I mentioned Eric Gordon. Pat Bev is questionable. He's not out yet. Pat Bev is not out yet. That is still up in the air. I think I'm going to fade Josh Richardson. I'm not really on that. Monte Ellis is someone you can look at, but 5,000 is steep on FanDuel. A lot more rosterable on DraftKings at 4,000. Courtney Lee is someone I'm looking at, though. Philadelphia is not very good against shooting guards at all. You saw what Bradley Beal did. Now, Courtney Lee is no Bradley Beal. But without Porzingis in, obviously there's a lot more ball to go around. So Courtney Lee deserves some looks for sure. Tim Hardaway Jr., like I said, I'm off that train. Kyle Korver, no thank you. Nick Stauskas, no. Levert Moore is out. Fournier, definitely. You know what? Let me do this. There we go. Fournier, definitely against Tim Hardaway. I can look there for sure. Klay Thompson, I mentioned. Nick Batum. No, just kidding. Wrong name. Yeah, so that's about it for the shooting guards. My favorite shooting guard of the slate is probably Dion Waiters and then Evan Fournier. I like a lot as well. Klay Thompson I like, but that blowout kind of scares me, man. Derrick Rose is out. What? Well, shit. If Derrick Rose is out, Brandon Jennings becomes a... no. Brandon Jennings will start at point guard. I don't like him against McConnell. No. But, that just makes me like Courtney Lee more now because one less player to spread minutes with. So if Derrick Rose is out, Courtney Lee, I like that matchup a lot, man. And Justin Holiday should get some run as well. So if you want to go super sneaky, I believe he's minimum salary. Justin Holiday is minimum salary on FanDuel. He's $3,200 on DraftKings. So someone to watch for. Keep an eye on those two. Oh, my bad. I thought you were saying that Derrick Rose is out, D. My bad. Disregard that. D's one of my trusted sources. I thought he was telling me that Derrick Rose was out. My apologies, guys. I misread that. LeBron James, obviously questionable. I think I'm going to fade that. Kevin Durant against Brooklyn. I mean, matchup, yeah, but again, that blowout scares me. Price too high. Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite plays at small forward, and then Andrew Wiggins, man. I love those. I love both of those guys. I love both these guys. Definitely on Andrew Wiggins, even more so than Jimmy. Andrew was my lock today. I'm going to go him. I don't care about that 8,700, man. I just think he's too good of a play. Jimmy Butler, again, even if LeBron is in, I like him. Like I said, oh, there's Mike. He's back.
Sorry, guys. There's a whole thing going on right now. I'll just continue.
Mike is back. All right, so I was just talking about Jimmy Butler being a good play against Cleveland, even if LeBron James is playing. If he's not, Richard Jefferson will start, and that's a great matchup too.
Yeah, no, it is. I think the only thing that concerns me about this game is, Butler's proven he gets injury prone towards the end of the year, and I think they'd be smart, considering what Valentine did yesterday, they'd be smart to just kind of bench him in a blowout if they don't play, Irving and James. So, from a tournament perspective, that's somewhat concerning to me is his minutes in this game. that makes sense.
Yep. I was talking about how much I'd love Andrew Wiggins today. I'm playing him. I don't care about that $8,700 price.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I know. I mean, I've said this before the All-Star break. I don't think what is his upside, right? If he doesn't really put together, especially if Towns is in line for a good rebounding game, which he probably will be. Man, I don't know. I think he's definitely in line for a 40-point game, but can he get you 50 with just scoring?
It's tough. I mean,
it's really tough for him, man.
The pace is there, the matchup's there. But
in order for him to get you 50, he's got to score close to 40 points, right?
Yep.
He's got to score at least 35 real life points in this game. That's tough to picture.
Are you looking Paul George against Miami? Carmelo against Philly?
Paul George, not a fan. Carmelo against Philly is somewhat intriguing to me, but I think I like Wiggins more than all three of those guys.
Yep, same here. Robert Covington against Philadelphia, though. I'm sorry, against New York. That is a matchup that I can get behind.
So I think Justin Anderson
is active.
Is going to make his Sixers debut today, which factors into my Robert Covington decision, But I do like him. Obviously, I think this is a good spot for him, and I think you could, if you're looking for a pairing with McConnell in a cash game, I like that. A lot of these Philly guys are in play, so You got to pick and choose, I think.
Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, I think I'm going to fade that against Draymond. Andre Iguodala could be somewhat intriguing if there is a blowout. He'll get his run.
You know what? I think a lot of people are going to be on that. And from a game script point of view, I'm going to fade Iguodala. What I mean by that is, so Iguodala only gets offensive production when the game slows down. You know what I'm saying? He has to be, the game has to be in a half-court set, and they have to double someone else, to which Andre Iguodala becomes open. And Andre Iguodala only takes a shot if he's open. He doesn't take contested shots. The only time he really considers shooting is that he's open. So
his
in order for him to be open,
his upside's limited, very limited.
Yeah, in order for him to be open, the game has to slow down. And against the Nets, I don't see this game slowing down much.
Solomon Hill, I'll gladly pass on that. Shabazz is interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Shabazz today.
3,900, that's interesting. Justin Anderson, that could be a sneaky punt. I don't know how much he'll play, but something to look at there.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play much.
Kent Bazemore, talked about him. Going up against Orlando. Terrence Ross defense, that's something you can look at. But obviously with Thabo back in the mix, things are a little muddy. Mentioned Terrence Ross. I think I can play Terrence Ross today at 37. Jeff Green, I'm going to fade. Richard Jefferson. I mean, if you want to get really, really punty, you can play if LeBron doesn't play. But
if you look at minimum salary guys, I would rather play Denzel Valentine at minimum salary than Richard Jefferson at the same position.
Yeah. And that's it for that. I'm not looking anywhere else there. Damn, we're up to 86 people right now watching. Welcome, everybody.
What's up, dudes? Welcome.
If you guys are new, welcome to the Phenom.
Yeah, we're going position by position right now, obviously.
Mike's got his internet back working. Good to see.
Yep. Internet is up. Running good.
All right, so Millsap and Ilyasova. I think I fade both.
Yeah, definitely not playing either.
Aaron Gordon.
Again, just because prices haven't caught up to that whole trade,
Dave. Dave says I'm new here. Shut up, Dave. Do you like Draymond against Brooklyn? I don't know if I can play him.
I mean, he should be in line for a lot of steals and a lot of blocks, so I think I do like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I can see it.
A lot of turnovers in this game.
What about the highly coveted Andrew Nicholson? He's on the slate for Brooklyn.
Good God. Yep. $6 million man.
I know you guys are excited.
Dude looks like he's 40. Just saying.
All right, dude, that's an athletic 40-year-old. LeBron looks like he's 80 with that hairdo.
Oh, man.
All right, so Channing Frye, is he in play against Cleveland? I'm sorry, against Chicago?
I tend to still think he's overpriced. Yeah, I agree. He's overpriced. He's maybe under 5K.
He is overpriced a lot. We talked about Bobby Portis. He's at 42. I'm going to go Mirotic, man. I'm on board with you.
Yay. So, again, the thing with Mirotic, I'll expand on this analysis. So, he came out strong. I mean, if you remember when his rookie season, he was their sixth man, and, like, he was a great player on this team. And for some reason, Hoiberg just doesn't give him. I guess he has had some opportunities to put up, and just hasn't really taken advantage of them. But again, he requires making shots, and he does take a lot of mid-range shots. So it's not like he's a high percentage field goal attempt kind of guy. But I think he's a better player than Portis, without a doubt. And back-to-back has that price. Still nice.
He had 37 minutes yesterday.
Yeah. Again, overtime played a role into that, but I would be surprised if Portis continues to start if Mirotic is making shots.
Hey, Mike, can you continue going for a minute?
Yeah, sure. I can't really see the screen, so I'm going to get real close.
Hello?
You guys can analyze my forehead.
I'm doing my show right now.
Actually, I can't see the screen at all, so I'll just go this way. I think Aaron Gordon's probably in the next role. We talked about Aaron Gordon, about how cheap he is, and if you look at it, in comparison to like Vucevic or
yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Or Fournier or any other guys from Orlando, it's all a tournament type thing, and that's how I feel about Gordon today as well against Atlanta. I think it could be a good thing.
I'm back.
Portis, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing Portis.
My mom called me.
Wait until and tell me. You could have said hi. So Rashawn Holmes is power forward. Is a power forward. I don't know. Is he a power forward on FanDuel? Probably right.
He should be. Where's he at?
Even though he shouldn't be, he probably is.
Yeah, he is. 3,500 again. Damn, he's 44 on DraftKings though.
Yeah, no. So that's what he was yesterday too. His price didn't change. I don't really think. I know what he did, right? 40 points, but 5 blocks, 2 steals. I don't really think, and he was 6 of 9 from the field. I see him taking anywhere from 5 to 10 shots, right? And he's a high percentage shooter, so
he's a points per minute.
I don't see this double-double thing being an outlier. Yeah, he is. I don't see this double-double thing being an outlier if he gets 26 minutes. I think in 26 minutes, he has double-double potential more than not. But 5 blocks and 2 steals, that right there is 14 fantasy points. So if you take that out of his fantasy line, he had 26 DraftKings points, right?
Yep.
So at 4,400, you're betting on a double-double, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. Can he get a double-double against New York? Absolutely.
Yeah. Noah's doubtful, by the way. Not that factors into anything, but yeah.
And Porzingis is out, so his matchup on the second team is probably going to be some O'Quinn.
By the way,
could be a fun one to watch. Huh?
By the way, Sarge's price went down on FanDuel. Like $500 drop.
Did we talk about Saric yet? I'm sure you probably did.
No, I didn't. But I think you have to. I mean, you were mentioning you're just skeptical. Like he's on this run and it's ridiculous right now. Me and Jay were talking last night on the phone. Bro, Saric.
He's a good player, but he's not that good. Like
dude, Saric legitimately, he's in line to take the Rookie of the Year from Embiid right now.
Yeah, if he continues that's not going to happen. But he is a top 5 rookie in this. Before this run even started, I felt like he was.
Yeah.
Out of this draft class, and props to what they're doing in Philly. They're just compiling young talent, even adding another draft pick and Justin Anderson. I think was a legit return for Noel. But again, Saric, I want to jump on the train, but I'm afraid. Like, I'm afraid at 6,900.
Well,
You know,
DraftKings is hard, man. FanDuel, I feel like you have to play him. I feel like you're going to be lost if you don't play Saric. The matchup is
just in
good.
general, jumping on like someone. So just we're just not even talking about Sharks. We're talking about someone who's on a hot streak in fantasy. Like jumping on it, like at the end, like obviously he's going to regress at some point, but at what point do you make that decision? You know.
Yep. I agree. So we didn't talk about Anthony Davis yet. He's the same price. They're both 10K. Him and Boogie, both 10K. Kevin Durant is out tonight.
So they're both 10K.
Yeah.
On DraftKings it's 11. It's 9. Anthony Davis is 9.5,
Yep.
and DeMarcus Cousins is 10.7. So I stick with Davis over Boogie. If they're both the same,
By the way, Mike,
I'm still sticking with it.
KD's out.
KD's not playing.
Yep. I think you
So
got to go Clay, man. I like.
Iguodala. So that means Iguodala is going to start and probably be in line for 30 minutes today. So that.
I think you go, but I don't think that benefits Iggy. I think it benefits Clay.
Yeah, no, I think it'll make Iggy get more ownership at his price at 3,800 on DraftKings, and I think that makes it easier for me to fade him. It makes it a better fade, in my opinion, because he'll be higher owned. Yeah, I do. I like Clay. I like Draymond again too. I think Draymond is the guy I like the most out of the Warriors guys.
I don't know. I'm still on Clay. Clay's the cheapest of those guys.
I like Clay too. I mean, again, he was on that hot streak. You have to understand. If you're looking at game logs, Clay was on a hot streak, and he didn't play well last game, and it could be the All-Star break broke up his streak. You know, he's a streaky guy.
I don't know.
But then again, he didn't really get much opportunities in that game. He only had shots, so. Yeah, no, I agree. I like Clay too.
What are your thoughts on that blowout in that spread now? Does that change, or does KD really not? I mean, are Steph, Curry, Clay, and Draymond too much anyway? Like, I don't expect Brooklyn to win, but does the game get closer?
It does, because most of their young talent is at small forward, right? And so most of their young talent would have been guarded. If you're talking Hollis Jefferson and LeVert specifically, and I think you're going to factor in KJ McDaniels in this game. So you're looking at it from a point total perspective. Yeah, I think you can kind of throw some pennies on there if you want.
Yeah, man, I'm interested. Now I'm gonna have to build some more lineups.
I'm not playing today. Just going out there. I'll be in the contest. I actually opened up the contest on the both sites, but I'm not going to be around at lock. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to follow my own advice here. And since I'm not going to be around at lock, I'm not going to really play today. It's not smart.
It isn't smart, so I give you credit for that. Okay, so we talked about Vooch and Howard on the main slate. Yeah, I can agree with you. Fade both. Man, dude, Brook Lopez on DraftKings is enticing at 68.
He's always enticing on DraftKings. I don't think I like it against Golden State. I mean, let's see. We can look at what he did last time they played. So again, that was a high-scoring game. It was a 218 points. So if you look at last game, he had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists.
It's not a bad
8
game.
rebounds is a lot for him. So he had 44 DraftKings points.
It's not a bad. That's over 5. That's over 6 times value on DraftKings.
Right. So I don't know. I look at Hernan Gomez. I think at 6,500 with no Porzingis and no Noah. I look at Lopez at 6,800 in this game. But again, Draymond is standing out to me as higher price centers because he's center eligible in DraftKings. And then obviously you have Davis and Cousins. But if you're not playing Davis or Cousins, the next guy I kind of go to is Draymond.
Okay. You know who I'm on, Mike? Zaza.
I mean, he just came back, didn't he?
Yep, I'm on Zaza today. 4,400 on FanDuel. I love the match. I think he had 40 points.
I would have to
against
do
Brooklyn.
some research to see. I would have to do some research to see He did play well. I remember that game. I'd have to do some research as to if he's getting this. He only played 15 minutes last game. I know that's
18.
or 18 minutes. So I know that's kind of where he is.
But he put up
But
21
is
points.
it just because he was so limited? No, I know, but the thing is, the reason he had 40 points in Brooklyn is he played 30 minutes. He played 26 and a half minutes, so he got extra run. And I don't know if he's still somewhat injured, even if he's playing well. I think they still limit his run.
Yeah.
So I have to do some research as if I don't know.
I don't know. I'm on Zaza,
Yeah, I
man.
see what you're saying. Any love for Kyle Quinn down here at the punters? With no Porzingis.
No Porzingis, Kyle.
You got to think about who gets extra playing time. No Porzingis. I think it probably falls to their best bench players, right? And that's Kyle Quinn,
Yeah.
Minskis, and Brandon Jennings. So I think they're going to try and fit those guys in a little bit more than usual.
I think Hernan Gomez and O'Quinn get some nice run today. So yeah, O'Quinn's in play. Robin Lopez against Cleveland. No, thank you. Tristan Thompson against Chicago. Could be 60. Actually, not 6,400. That's too much for him. I'm gonna pass.
I told you, I knew his price was going up. He's 6K on DraftKings. I think he's going to stay over 6K the rest of the season.
Yeah. Miles Turner against Miami. I'm gonna fade that. I don't know how. I don't know. My gut just doesn't tell me to play Miles Turner today.
Yeah, we haven't seen his upside in a while. We haven't seen him get to 40 points in a while.
And then Hassan Whiteside at 93 is way too much.
Probable as well. Does Thad Young being back? I think it might benefit Miles Turner having him back, honestly. Because with no actual offensive low post threat besides Miles Turner in the past,
he gets all the
6
looks
games
down there.
or so. Yeah, he's been getting some increased attention. So perhaps that has been some part of the reason we've seen a limited upside. And I don't know, 5,700. I definitely think he's in play. I don't think it's not a hard fade for me at all.
No, he's a better play than Tristan Thompson, in my opinion. But I mean, that's who you kind of have to look at that price, right? Tristan Thompson, Jahlil Okafor is in that price range.
I like Nerlens Noel, obviously. I think he's going to see increased run with. We haven't seen him play 30+ minutes more than twice this whole year at Philly, because of the depth of that position they have, and Dallas has the exact opposite of depth at that position. So, I'm curious to see what he's going to do with increased playing time, and they obviously like him against New Orleans as well. I know that's going to mean that they're going to need him.
So Hernan Gomez is 5,900 on FanDuel. Miles Turner is 64. I think I'll go Hernan Gomez.
So what we're saying is this mid-price range for centers today is very
interesting.
Price dependent. These $100 kind of do matter a bit, and so really got to dive into it. I like Turner. If I had to pick the 3 guys I thought were in play over the rest, it would be Noel, Turner, and Hernan Gomez. Man, I don't know. I think I like Thompson over Hernan Gomez.
I don't know.
That doesn't feel safe at all. I know. So for safety, I mean, you might hope for a double-double out of Rashawn Holmes and go there at center. Or I guess he's not a center. No, never mind.
Okay, so Karl Anthony Towns, he's my favorite center play on this slate. I think even more so than Boogie.
Would you rather play Towns? So you would play Towns over Boogie?
Yeah, I had the option of picking either, and I went Towns in my lineup, so I think that's...
I agree. I think he is the safest guy for cash again. I think he carries his 60-point games are fewer and farer between than Cousins and Davis, if you can follow my wording there.
Yeah. He's not drunk, by the way. He's just...
I promise. No, I got some water. I need it. No, but I did wake up early and and I've been pumping out some research all morning. So, believe it or not, I'm not even playing today. This is because I love you guys.
We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, Mike.
Shut up, man. This is my wife. Let's do it.
DeMarcus Cousins, I mentioned, nobody's going to stop Boogie when Boogie gets on a roll. Do you think, someone mentioned this in the Slack group earlier, and I have to mention it because I thought about it. Is Boogie out to prove a point?
I feel like he's always been out to prove a point. I don't think this changes much. Again, he's an emotional player, like I said, and
Boogie wanted to stay in Sac, though. Like, legit. He cried when he said goodbye. And he talked all season about wanting to sign that extension in Sac. Like, I don't know.
and ultimately he kicked him out. So
yeah, I feel like he's out to prove a point.
No, I mean, I agree. He's, like you said last time he was on the slate, he's an emotional player, and but we also have to realize, like, if the game was 3 quarters long last game and you didn't factor in the blowout, he wouldn't have really gotten where he wanted you to. So if you think this game is close, which Vegas does at a 1-point spread, I like Davis over Boogie, and although I think I'd rather play Towns over both, I think you're right.
Yeah, I go Towns over both, but man, dude. Would you be crazy on DraftKings to put Towns and Boogie in a lineup?
I mean, I don't think so. Again, I'd rather play Davis, so I'd rather play Davis and Towns.
That wasn't the question, Mike. The question was Towns and Boogie.
Would I be crazy if I did it?
You're spending 21-2 out of 50,000 on 2 players.
I would not advise you to do that.
I wouldn't either, but God, those matchups are nice.
I don't really feel like that's that good of a matchup for the New Orleans.
Why?
I mean, maybe from like an on-court perception, but like Dallas limits what fantasy players do. It's just like Utah does, just like Memphis does. It's just they control the pace and.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really advise paying up at all on the New Orleans side of the ball in this game.
Morning, buddy.
Similarly to I'll just stick with that.
All right, so I guess the last play is Kyle O'Quinn. You got to look at him. Definitely got to look at him. Hernan Gomez.
Yeah.
Hernan Gomez at 59.
No love for Ja against New York?
I was just going to bring him up. Ja, but again, he's on a 22-minute restriction now.
It's amazing that they were able to, they didn't care at all about his minutes until
all of a sudden he's.
I don't know. This seems like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Let's talk about Caspi, right? By the way, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with his thumb. So go figure. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't injured. It's over there, buddy. You got to put a bag in it though.
He wasn't so yeah. He's just an injury-prone guy, I guess. I don't know.
God, he's so wasted on Philadelphia, man. I was so hoping that he would get traded anywhere, man, anywhere. Ja's just.
Maybe that's why it's a minutes restriction. They're trying to
save him.
Save him for a trade of sorts in the offseason. I don't know.
I would have been happy with him going to Boston.
Oh, of course you would.
I'm a Boston fan. I would have loved to see Ja on Boston, man.
Boston didn't get anybody because they didn't want to trade Jaylen Brown and they didn't want to trade that Nets pick.
I know.
That's what happened.
I mean, I think we're going to end up trading someone in the offseason, right? Because we're going to end up drafting.
We're not getting rid of those 2 guys. So they're not going to stud.
We're going to end up drafting another guard. We're going to fucking end up getting Ball again. We already have Smart, Bradley, Brown.
If they don't take first pick and they don't take Lonzo Ball, they're not smart.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, we're just not. We already have like 4 guards that can play. Why? We're gonna add another one to the mix.
Yeah, but eventually you're gonna have contracts that are gonna become. Isaiah Thomas is going to be a max player. Next contract, right?
Yep.
Or they're gonna have to sign him to an extension, or else they're gonna have to worry about the same thing with Boogie. Do we have to sign to an extension or trade him? But you got to look at the future. I mean, imagine Lonzo Ball and Jaylen Brown backcourt.
Oh, I'm telling you,
I
dude.
mean, let it run itself.
Yeah,
Stockpile your assets. Look what happened in Philly.
Jaylen Brown would be a great mentor for Ball. I mean, you talk about you have Ball teaming up with the GOAT. Like,
All right. Let's get back on task here.
I mean, there's not much left to talk about. Andrew Bogut is still on Philly for some reason. I think he should be waived.
From a lineup construction perspective, you're looking at the studs. Again, I think it's safe to. I think it's safe to fade all these guys if you wanted to in a tournament.
You can go mid
I don't
range
think
today.
there's one. Yeah, I don't think there's one guy 10K and above on DraftKings that I think is in a prime matchup to get to their upside. Obviously, Towns would be the guy I would pick. So yeah, I think Towns is my favorite stud on the slate as far as those four guys. Harden, obviously in play, always in play. He's back to being shooting guard eligible, so there's that.
Does Harden become a lock if Pat Bev is out?
I don't think it really changes my perspective on what Harden can do, but
I just think there's more minutes for him.
yeah, but
Here's what I
he
think.
goes from what 30.
Here's what I think matters.
I mean, he goes from a minutes floor of 30 to
like 32.
33. You know, I don't.
If Pat Bev is out, Eric Gordon becomes a fade for me, hard fade, because he's going to start alongside Harden, and that's a no-go for me.
Pat Bev is out. They also are looking to sign someone, I'm pretty sure, but for this game, yeah, I don't know.
So
Gordon and Lou is something that's going to be one of those decisions on every slate, I feel like, going forward.
But here's what I get, though. If Pat Bev is out, Gordon becomes a hard fade, and Lou becomes a really good play to me, because Lou mans that second unit with no other competition. There's no more.
They're both going to be on both.
Yeah, but
there'll be enough minutes to go around that it's just going to be those. The start of each half is going to be, the true starters versus starters.
I don't know. I like Lou a lot more. If Bev is out, I like Lou more. If Bev plays,
I can get behind that.
If Bev plays, I can almost make the argument to go Gordon and Lou Williams over Harden.
Yeah, I think you could too. I don't know that I like the spot for Harden.
Okay, something to think about.
It could happen though. I mean, studs will do their thing on any matchup. So
cool. Well, thank you, Mike.
Favorite punt play?
Favorite punt play? I don't know if he's a punt, but Courtney Lee. I talked about him while you were gone.
That's a punt, yeah.
Philadelphia is terrible against shooting guards.
I'm going to stick with Mirotic.
I like Mirotic too.
I like Denzel Valentine.
I like Zaza.
Both those guys.
I like Zaza a lot. I don't know if TJ McConnell's a punt, but I like TJ a lot.
Campaign and Denzel Valentine or mini bench stack.
Okay.
Against the Cleveland bench.
Second unit, yeah. I'd like to see Campaign get some nice minutes.
So would Chicago. So that's where I'm going to bet. I mean, again, he still says probable with an illness, so.
He's not sick.
There's that.
He's not sick. Well, shit, man. Thank you for taking time out of your little bachelor party day. Get back.
Yeah, no. So again, for those that you were joining, my best friend Chris, he is getting engaged today, and he's having his engagement. We're not getting engaged today. He's having his engagement party today. So that's where I'm at. I'm in Charlotte.
You're not getting engaged. That's for sure.
That is no. Not,
The day Mike gets engaged, the show tanks.
The day Mike gets engaged, the show tanks. Yeah, along with a lot of other things like my bank account.
So yeah,
okay.
Congrats, Chris. So there won't be a pre-lock show today. Obviously, expect that back on Monday.
Right, check it back on Monday.
Okay. Show will be tomorrow.
Actually, I might be able to do it tomorrow.
Okay. Show will be tomorrow night, by the way, for Monday's slate. Won't be. Mike is traveling back tomorrow, so there will not be
No, I'm
a.
traveling back on Monday, but
Oh,
I'll be able to do a show tomorrow night.
okay. So tomorrow night will be the show for Monday. So we'll have a little break between. We'll be active in the Slack group as always. NHL is still popping. Alex is holding down the NHL group. Jay's in there helping. In terms of NBA, I mean, everyone's going off in there. You got JC holding things down, Jay, myself.
Winning money too.
Mike won't be in there, but yeah, man, there's a lot of guys in there talking right now, chopping it up. So
24/7 there. If you want 24/7 DFS advice,
get in there.
I mean that sounds like a great marketing
I've already got
slogan.
Just during the show alone, I got 2 emails asking me about it. So clearly there's interest. I mean, if you guys want to check out our Instagram page, all the winnings from our followers, the community is growing, man. The community is winning.
Hell, if you want to get on our Instagram
There
page.
you go. Yeah, join the community, man. I guarantee you'll get on there.
That's right.
So there's just a lot of good things to look forward to. Get on the Twitter as well. Email us if you have any questions, the IG page, all that stuff. You get a free 7-day trial for joining. So if you're skeptical, no need to be. Again, you cancel at any time. No hard feelings. No harm, no foul. 7 days free. You get the Slack group. You get everything a pro member gets for being on that 7-day trial. It's just whether you choose to cancel or not. Go from there. So there's literally no downside to trying it. And I promise you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, like I said, no harm, no foul. Hopefully you still watch the YouTube videos and go from there.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yeah. So thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful day. Good luck today. And I'm sure I'll talk to a ton of you in Slack. Have fun today, Mike. Tell Chris I said congrats.
Thanks, man.